by our guys. I thought we played about as well as we could play in a lot of areas. I thought defensively we were pretty good most of the day. You know, just didn't let them get a very good rhythm, I didn't think. And they've got some very talented players, and you know, we had them a little bit off rhythm and just off balance. And I thought our guys, you know, really, our defense in the second half really was outstanding. Offensively, we settled down a little bit. I thought we were nervous. I think guys on senior day, just for whatever reason, we were not very good offensively in the first half. Balls slipping through hands, and guys got a little timid. We didn't shoot some, like weren't as aggressive as we wanted to be going into the game. And thankfully, we made one or two adjustments. I thought it helped us just kind of loosen up a little bit. And once we made a couple shots, I thought our guys played great. So this was a big win for us in front of a nice crowd, and certainly a special day for me and our seniors. Questions?
Brad, you talked about being nervous. How much is that compounded by their zone and their length and getting out?
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, it's hard. Like there's a lot of tight windows. So you're making passes into tight windows. You're not shooting wide open shots. You can't really screen to like get clear and get free and get a lot of great looks. It's just, that's how it is when you play. That's why their zone is so good and so effective. So if you're a little timid and you're playing in tight windows, that usually doesn't bode well, especially if you haven't made a couple shots to like stretch them out even more. Like when we didn't make any shots, it got even tighter, and really our players got a little tighter. But then I think we finally got a couple things to go in, and we just played better in the second half.
Coach Marquis, 22nd half points. He had 10 rebounds, 5 steals. Where does that rank among senior day performances?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. His second half was remarkable. Obviously, the points and all that were unbelievable, but his ability to get his hands on balls, to come up with balls that are, you know, sometimes they're 50-50 balls. He just knocks it away from a guy and he ends up with it. You know, it's uncanny. And every once in a while it bites us because he'll leave a guy and the ball will get to his, like he'll reach and it'll get to his guy and the guy will make a three. But a bunch of times in games, he comes up with it. Obviously, he had a steal late in the Notre Dame game where they were feeding the post and he came off his guy and saw it and stole it. He's got one of those knacks for scoring, and he's got a knack for seeing some things, and those were huge plays. And I thought his second half was as good as you're going to see from a guy like that.
Brad, are you guys in the NCAA tournament?
I don't have any idea. I certainly think, you know, if you watch us play, I think we look like an NCAA tournament team without question. 9-9 in our league with, I don't know, 4 losses that are 6 points, 5 points, something ridiculous that, you know, so that's, you know, it very easily could have gone our way in any way in what I think is still the best league in the country. But, you know, we did things in the non-conference. I mean, like, it's not talked about very much, but Lipscomb is, you know, won their league, tied for first in their league. Radford tied for first in their league. Sam Houston State, one that is going to win their league. That's 3 of our other non-conference games that are teams that have won the regular season in their league. Like we scheduled some teams in some of our bye games that were teams we knew would be good and had chances to win their league. You know, we didn't play as well in other non-conference games. Obviously, we got a 2-point loss to Nebraska, but Nebraska is completely different now after the guy that beat us got hurt, and you know, they finished the last 6 weeks of the season without one of their best players. And so it's just hard because you're comparing mid-majors, majors, and we don't all have the same things. But I think if you've watched our team play, even in some of our losses, last Saturday at Louisville, at NC State, we look like a team that is good enough to be in the tournament and to do a lot of damage. So, but we still got work to do. Got to go to the ACC tournament, and I guess we're going to play NC State. I just peeked up there, and they're up 20 at the half at BC. So, you know, I'm sure they're going to be excited, ready to compete, and we need to be ready to go ourselves.
Talk about you had 18 offensive rebounds and got to the line 30 times today.
Yeah, important factors, especially when we weren't shooting it well. We obviously, when you're not shooting it well, you have more opportunities. So we had plenty of opportunities, but I thought our guys were aggressive. We did talk about it. You know, thought we played hard. It's not easy to put them back in against those guys because of their length and size. But I think, you know, you saw a lot of multiple effort plays today out of our team. Yeah, to win the rebounding by 15 like that, very passionate performance by our players.
Any more questions?
Coach, you mentioned NC State. How much do you think your guys would look forward to the opportunity to get another shot at those guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to be excited playing the ACC tournament. I mean, you know, it's an incredible event. It's fun to be a part of, and any game in that tournament is special in terms of a great challenge. And you know, what you want to do as a player, you want to play in meaningful games. So, you know, we know they're a very good team. We've had a bunch of close games with them over the last couple of years, and I wouldn't expect the next one to be any different.
All right, Brad, how would you describe or define the mental toughness of this team just through the season?
Yeah, I think these guys have shown a lot of grit. I think we've been hit in the stomach multiple times, and you know, it's hard. We've talked about it a lot. Just when you put so much into things, and you know, you prepare well, you compete hard, and something happens and you lose a game, and then you got to get right back. And you know, the thing in basketball is the next ones come so quickly. You know, I know we didn't beat the top 3 or 4 teams, whatever it is in the league and all that. And people that are criticized, it's like, well, they've beaten a bunch of teams in the bottom they're supposed to beat. Those aren't easy to do now. Like, go on the road and win these games, all these games. Everybody's supposed to go beat ACC level teams on the road. Like, especially after you've just maybe had your heart ripped out in a game that went to the wire and you did everything you're supposed to do, and then in 48 hours you got to go perform, you know, in another tough game, and you're expected to win it. And, you know, I just don't think people really understand, unless you're really in competitive sports, the wear and tear on 4 or 5 month seasons, and asking young people to always be ready and perform at a high level. And you know, the other guys are on scholarship too at the other schools, and pretty good coaches over there. And one thing I think it speaks to our team is our guys, for the most part, have done that. Like, we've gone and competed, and you know, we have a lot of big wins. Like, our wins are sizable. We don't get credit for those because we lose close games. Like, you know, but we beat teams by 10, we beat them by 12, we beat them by 15 on the road, in our league, at home, in our league. Pretty good wins. Like, these guys have shown tremendous mental toughness, fortitude, grit to like just keep battling when a lot of people have been critical of them the whole season.
All good?